All right, everybody. Happy Monday, June 26th. We have a special guest speaker for you today. We have Monet Hemner from Smartpay on. If for those of you that hopped on now, looks like we'll get more that are going to hop on as the meeting goes on. Thanks for joining. We like to start these on time because I know how valuable everyone's time is. And for those who are watching via the link on YouTube, thanks for hopping on and watching the stream, because this is super important for you guys, right? When we go into July, we have our comp changes that are going more towards customer lifetime value. And so we need stickier customers. And what better way to get a stickier customer than to sign them up with Smartpay? This is really an aha moment for dealers. When you see it click, I have some dealers that have been number one in the country, one of the DCI's own, number one in the country when it comes to Smartpay, and they get it. They're crushing it every single day. And they can get a customer out the door for as low as approved for $800 out the door for as low as $30. And that goes with a phone, a case, a screen protector, everything. And the thing about Smartpay, you guys get paid is if you sell them at full price. I mean, it is a huge opportunity. If you guys aren't running Smartpay for all your customers, now especially since we have CIP and we're getting their IDs in our hands anyway, it's just such a huge opportunity for you guys to really knock it out of the park. So with that, I will pass it over to Monet and go ahead and kick it off because, yeah, this stuff's awesome, guys. You really need to take advantage of it, 100%.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adam. I appreciate the time to present on the call. For those of you who haven't met, my name is Monet Hemner. I am the Territory Development Manager out in the Midwest. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, but I do support 7 states, so I'm always on the road. But if you do not have my information already saved, here's my email, mhemner@smartpaylease.com, and my direct line and phone number is 951-218-0947. So if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'll definitely make myself available to guide you through. On today's training, we are going to specifically focus on how to process a Smartpay transaction. This was a request of DCI, but also this is something that I do receive several calls about around how to actually process the Smartpay sale and how to tender out this Smartpay transaction in GSF. So we're specifically going to focus on that process. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, don't hesitate to ask, and then we'll do our best to monitor the chat if anyone wants to go ahead and chat versus unmuting themselves. So I'll go ahead and get started. All right, so first thing first, when you are processing a Smartpay transaction, you can actually access the Smartpay leasing website through Elevate Web or GSF, or you can save the website on your computer. They both operate the exact same, but as you see in step 1, when you're ready to start the Smartpay application, you will click on Smartpay leasing, and then once you do that, it's going to allow for you to log in. If you do not have your store ID, you can do one of two things: reach out to me, and I'll get that over to you, or reach out to your store manager or the owner or managing partner. They should have your unique Smartpay login ID. But once you get logged in, you click on Start New, and that's going to open up the Smartpay application page for you to enter the customer's information. It's very important that when you're submitting a Smartpay application, that one, you verify the customer's ID. And I know that's something that you're used to doing anyway now that you have those special discounts for customers who are verified. You want to make sure that the first name, last name matches their ID. The email address and the phone number that is provided must belong to the customer. So we ask that you do not make up the emails and do not put the store's phone number in on behalf of the customer, because that could potentially deny the application. So all the information has to belong to the customer, and then you'll put in their date of birth as well as their social security number or individual taxpayer ID or identification number, also known as ITIN or ITIN. So we do accept both social security numbers or ITIN, but once you put that information in, you'll verify their address, and if they get approved for Smartpay, in screenshot number 4, you'll see how much they qualify for. Once you see that, do know approvals are valid for 30 days. So they have 30 days to take advantage of the offer. It gives them enough time to decide on what they want. But all you have to do is just click continue once you see the approval screen. And then once you click continue, I think I clicked 2 times. Hold on, wait a minute. I get clicker happy sometimes. Forgive me. But in step number 5, when you click continue, you actually create the Smartpay shopping cart. So whatever promotional pricing the customer qualifies as far as the device, whether it's a port-in, an upgrade, or a new activation, or if they have to pay retail price, you have to enter that amount in. Unfortunately, Smartpay does not have the activation information, so you all are responsible for verifying the hot sheet and obviously if they qualify for a discount. So don't forget that that carries over to Smartpay, because all we're doing is paying for the item. So whatever they qualify for in your end, you'll put that on our application. We also ask that you enter every item as an individual item. So I know a lot of you sell bundles with Smartpay, which is great. Keep bundling those accessories with Smartpay. But because we're paying for the items, we need to know exactly what's on the Smartpay agreement, as well as how much each item costs. So if you're selling a iPhone, for example, with a phone case and a screen protector, we should see 3 individual items listed under insert phones and accessories. And then we should see the price of each item so that we know exactly what the customer is getting. After you enter all of the items in the Smartpay cart, next you'll customize the customer's payment plan. The customer will choose when Smartpay takes the money from their account. So when you click on that drop-down box under frequency, it'll list all of the options available. Just ask the customer what works best for them. Once you select their payment frequency, that's when you'll see how much is due today. That due today total includes taxes, includes fees, as well as the cost of the sale. So make sure that they're comfortable with that. And then if they are, you'll continue to step number 6. And this is where we'll be explaining the details of the agreement. It's very, very important that we don't give out too much information. And what I mean by that is, how many of you have actually bought a car and made payments on it? Or how many of you are homeowners? And when you go to sign that contract, does the salesperson or loan underwriter ever tell you what the end cost is going to be? Or do they tell you what your monthly payment is going to be? What usually happens? I'm going to pause.
Monthly payments.
Monthly payment. Thank you, Adam. And why do they do that? Because that is what matters. So yes, you are going to be paying more in the end, but I'm here to tell you we don't need to focus on the total cost of ownership in the end unless they ask. Just keep it simple. Let them know how much is going on Smartpay. So if you sell a $250 phone and accessory bundle, you say, hey, $250 is going on Smartpay. It's our third-party payment plan provider. You're going to be paying them X amount. I'm just going to say $50 today, and then $50 over the course of 15 months. And then let them know you have the ability to pay off at any time. So if you don't want to go off 15 months, you can pay out in 90 days or you can pay out after. Just call Smartpay. So those are the things that we want to make sure that you are focusing on when you're speaking with the customer. Again, and we're just mirroring what we see today in the world, right? If a lot of people heard what the total cost of ownership would be in the end, they may or may not continue with the sale. But I'm just telling you, if it works in the car sales world or auto sales world and the mortgage lending world, it's going to work in yours.
Yeah, and just another great example. So like in the house world, like I remember my first house, like we were talking about homeownership, was like $110,000, but by the time you pay for it, you're paying over $300,000 for that house because of those monthly payments. So I mean, it's pretty typical on how things work in the world.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So once you get past that, the customer is in agreement with everything you discussed. Now you're going to enter their card information. Anytime you are typing in the customer's card information, if it gives you a message that states that the debit card number or credit card number that was entered is invalid, or if it says, please enter a valid card number, that is an indicator that it's a prepaid card. So if the system won't even allow for you to press that submit button, that means the card that's being used is not accepted. So you want to let the customer know Smartpay needs to have a debit or credit card to process their payment. Otherwise, you should not have any issues when you're processing the Smartpay payment. In the event the customer's billing address for their card does not match the application address, if you can see in the screenshot of number 6, there's a little box that says update billing address. You can just check that and put in the customer's current address. We do need to make sure that we have that information or else the payment won't go through. Otherwise,
I have a quick question on that. When you talk about prepaid cards, and it's still kind of new, I think it's still kind of launching. Will OmniPay work with SmartPay or no? Because OmniPay, to me, seems like it's going to be a prepaid service where we lay low cash on it. So has there been any discussions if OmniPay will work with SmartPay or no? I imagine the answer is no, but just wasn't sure.
Well, there was a discussion around it. I did get a BIN number, the first 6 digits of the card number. I actually got it from We Are Wireless. They sent it over, and I checked the BIN, and the BIN does not show as prepaid. It does show as a debit card, so it should work.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, so
Great.
fingers crossed. It doesn't change when you go live with it. But yeah, that is a card that should work. Great question. All right. So once the payment goes through, in step number 7, you'll get the Smartpay receipt. You do want to copy the application number from the Smartpay lease receipt, because that will be used to pretty much keep a note of the transaction when you go to checkout in GSF. This is something that can be printed for the customer. If you are unable to print, it's okay, because this is also emailed to the customer by Smartpay, just recapping the transaction. But just note that you will need to keep the application number on this page here. And then you'll be able to go back into GSF. Now, I do not have the GSF activation process, because that actually does not change for you. So you'll either click on new customer or existing customer, and you'll follow the normal activation process that you usually do, as well as adding all of the accessories, as well as the setup fee and the MRC if that applies. And once you get everything added into the invoice, in step number 8 here, you're going to remove the tax. Now, we need the taxes to be removed because we charge the tax in the monthly payment. So because Smartpay is buying the device and accessories from you, the store, we are responsible for billing the customer taxes. So if you do not remove the tax on your end, do know the customer will be double taxed. I do know that some dealers, they have different processes around that. Please just make sure that you reach out to your manager or the owner or managing partner so that you know how to properly complete this step. But from a Smartpay's perspective, we do want you to remove the tax, and then you'll click Make Payment. When you click Make Payment in step number 9 here, very important for everyone to select Split Payment, because we need to let GSF know that Smartpay paid for a portion of the sale and that the customer paid for a portion of the sale. So in step number 10, you'll be able to select the total number of payments. So in this case, it'll be 2. And in the first drop-down option, you'll see something called Dish Smartpay. You want to select that, and whatever the cost of the lease was for Smartpay is what you enter. So previously, I gave an example of a $250 sale. So if you put $250 on Smartpay, that's what you'll enter. And then the remaining amount, which would either be the setup fee or the MRC, must be paid separately. So the customer can choose to pay cash or by card, but the system will update and default to whatever is left for the customer to pay. And then once you click on process, this is where you'll have that note field where you'll paste that application number that you copy from the Smartpay receipt. And then when you go to process, you'll be able to actually take the cash or the card payment for the setup fee and MRC. And guess what? That completes that transaction. So you'll be able to continue with the setup of the device. And then once the device is turned on, ready to go, you hand it on out to the customer, and then you wait for Smartpay to pay you. Smartpay does pay the dealer within 2 business days of the transaction, and we pay you for the full Smartpay cart amount. So it'll be the device, the accessories, whatever you put on Smartpay is what will get deposited into your account. So we just wanted to make sure that everyone was comfortable using Smartpay within GSF. There are a lot of resources available. If you log into Boost U, and if you type Smartpay one word, make sure you do one word, don't put a space in there. Type Smartpay one word. It's going to pull up all of the resources. Usually I have each store make sure they download or print the Smartpay pricing tiers so that you know exactly how much it'll be for customers, but also review the Smartpay, I think it's called Smartpay Training Action Guide. But that is actually going to detail the full GSF activation process. So those are the 2 documents that I always have everyone review when I'm visiting stores. That way there's no confusion and you don't have many issues. But are there any questions or concerns or comments? Has everyone on the call submitted an application before for Smartpay? Hopefully, yes. Or seen one submitted recently? It's okay. Hopefully the next call you have some success stories there. But
if you haven't, guys, I'm trying to tell you, this is a gold mine. Like, you can see how much money you can make off of this. And you know, she mentioned that with the Omni, right, coming in, and it was We Are Wireless. That is a DCI door, #1 in the country. They run this for all their customers. And as I started the call for somebody that weren't on, you're getting the customer's ID in your hand now for CIP pricing, right? So what a great time to run SmartPay for that customer as well and get them out the door at a lower price. Again, they can get a case, screen protector, everything less than what they're going to normally pay by utilizing SmartPay, including the handset. Like, I'll get you the handset, a case, a screen protector in your first month for $50. Like, it's awesome. Like, this is such a great product. And when those lights go off, I see the sales just go through the roof, and your guys' profit goes through the roof. So it's just a huge opportunity for you. So we'll give it just a couple more seconds. Are you sure you guys have any questions for Monet?
Well, she clearly did a great job.
You did fantastic. Thank you. And then one last thing I want to leave you guys with today. We'll wrap it a little early, but just wanted to remind you guys, SSI Day is this Friday. So should be super busy. Going to end the month strong. I'm going into the 4th of July weekend. I know Boost has been pushing everyone to have events planned at your doors. If you don't have an event planned, you know, today's Monday, try to get something set for this Friday. This Friday is going to be extremely, extremely busy. Get your tent, get your tabletops out there. Draw that traffic from outside your 4 walls. If you want to go to your local businesses, kind of tell them what the promotions we have going on, our add-a-line deals, our upgrade deals, our port-in offers. Just, we should crush this weekend, basically. We should have a strong end of June, and then flowing into July, which should be a very strong start to next month as well. So with that, that's all I got. We will end this one a little early. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Thanks for your time. Have a great week and happy selling. Thank you.